I want to ask, is this FEMA meant for the entire country? Or is it meant for a section of, or some area, or some states? That's my first question. If it's meant for the entire country, can you tell me the offense of the area I come from? You know, this thing is not funny. It's not funny, you know. When I go through this budget, I look at some areas, 500 million, 300 million, and when you go to some areas, you see 30 million, 10 million, 25 million. Mr. MD or DG, is it MD or DG?
MD.
MD, please, you have to change this method. If you are not the one that started it, you need to change it. There are some areas in this country that don't even know there's anything called FEMA. And it's unfair. I was just complaining to my chairman now. I've been in this committee now for how many? Even me as a person, I can't say, look at, because of me, that they should do this half a kilometer, even a minute a kilometer. That we do call it. What is the list?
I just want to be very sure that your staff, the executive directors and all the senior staffs that stood for you, deliver our dissatisfaction for your non-attendance of the budget defense meeting. This process of approving your budget had taken one of the longest and so many meetings that I've ever seen in this Senate. And I discovered that probably the reason is that there is too much dividing line between this committee and your agency. You can hear what Senator Obinna said. There's no way he can even influence any project for his community here because he's probably not aware of any project they are doing in his community. In my own community, I see a lot of activity of FEMA, but I don't know anything about it, so I cannot even politically take advantage of it. We want to, as a member of this committee, we want to take political advantage of some of your projects we are doing in our community. We want to say that, okay, we know about it, we facilitate it, we are aware of it. So I think that with time, it is good for us to probably blunt this dividing line. It is just as if, for many of these communities, just as if FEMA is unreachable. FEMA cannot be influenced for a project in our community, and ditto for all the Senate. So I don't know, Mr. Chairman, I don't know if processes can be built that will allow us to communicate more frequently with FEMA and to be able to influence one or two projects for our community.
For distinguished Senator Obinna, I really understand and I support you in your disappointment in the provisions. I will just make a simple correction. We are not totally absent from Ebonyi State. I'm not giving an excuse, but even as we talk now, FEMA is actively involved in quick rehabilitation on Abakaliki towards the Enugu State border. And from Abakaliki... Yes, sir.
Enugu, Abakaliki, yes, where?
Where?
Sir.
No.
The MD.
Sir,
let me just tell you.
Even the Commissioner for Works, all of them, they are aware of that. It's ongoing.
Excuse me, please, for crying out loud. I'm living in the boundary between Enugu and Ebonyi. My community is the boundary. I'm from Nkalagu. And from Nkalagu to Abakaliki, I drive there almost every day. There's no single project that is going on there. Unless you are telling me that the flyover that's being constructed by the governor is that you are doing it. That's the only project that is going on there.
Sir, can I finish? It's about 45-kilometer road from Abakaliki to the Enugu state border. To the Enugu state border.
Yes.
Sir.
Yes.
Okay, sir. Okay. A direct what? But I wanted to finish the explanation. Sir, can I finish? Okay. I'm not saying we've done the whole of the road. This is a road that even the Honorable Minister is aware. We have met with the Honorable Minister and has spoken to the Governor. The first 7 kilometers of the road is the worst section, starting from Abakaliki, from Chene 0 to about 7.5. That's where we are working at now. Sir, I did not say we have reached the Enugu state border yet, but we are on it, and you can be sure we will continue with it. And that's not just FEMA, it's a ministerial order. Now, also from Abakaliki to Afiko, that's another bad section. Fortunately, there are subsisting contracts of the Ministry of Works there, and there are contractors there that are not being funded, and therefore there is no work. But the minister has taken note of it. You can ask him to confirm. And there are ongoing instructions for the contractors to go back and fix some critical roads. Those are at least the two issues or the two sides that I know we are working on. I'm not saying we are doing our best in Ebonyi, and I sympathize with you on that. And we will try to improve on that, generally across the state, particularly on those states that have memberships in this committee. So that's not my comment is not to make an excuse, sir, but to say that there are limitations in the resources of FEMA. We try to find the best way to utilize limited resources, and one of the best ways we know now is to liaise with members of the committee. The membership of the committee here cuts across the country. In the case of the House Committee, we even have a member from each of the states of the Federation, and we are utilizing that to reach out and draw up our list of budget. The preferred option is to have these projects in the budget, because then we can just go ahead and do it. Otherwise, we have to improvise with what is available under the overheads as direct labor interventions.